Divorced Dad Diaries, day 168, and Daylight Savings is giving me the what-ups. I am so exhausted every morning, and it's messing with the kids too. You would think having Daylight Savings during the school holidays would be a good idea, right? Because it gives the kids more time to adjust before they go back to school. But what I'm actually seeing is the kids are going to bed at a time that their body thinks is earlier, and then they are chatting and staying awake for another hour, and then just waking up another hour later in the morning. But usually during these times, I would go through like a period where I slowly adjust their bedtimes. If their bedtime was 8 o'clock, I would push it back to like 8:40 for a couple days, and then 8:20 for a couple days, and then 8 o'clock. So it's like an adjustment period usually over about a week. But it's a little bit harder to do that because not only is it the school holidays, but they're going back to their mums as well. So I just kind of pushed their bedtimes back by half an hour and told her that, and that's fine. But that also threw me off because they went back a bit later than they usually do. Which wasn't all bad, of course, because this weekend I was supposed to cut the boys' hair. I cut their hair every holidays, and I'd forgotten to do that. So it gave me a little bit of extra time to do that. And, of course, my youngest boy's hair always looks great after a cut and condition. But, Daylight Savings is kicking his butt too, so he ended up falling asleep while he was supposed to be eating his lunch. I also cut my own hair and trimmed my own beard, but didn't properly check my angle when I started filming, so you just get this nice view of my back instead. But if you cast your mind back, I was sick recently, quite sick, and when the kids were coming back to my place, I asked my ex, can you hold on to them for an extra day? So that's what she did, on the agreement that I would then hold on to them for an extra day at this end. So while my house would normally be spotless on a Tuesday, it's Tuesday and the kids are still here and I'm trying to clean. So first off, I want to smash out this kitchen because I know I've got enough leftovers to last like 3 or 4 days. So if I can clean it today, I'm not going to have to do any cooking or make any messes for a while. And if you're wondering what I'm doing standing around, looking around, I'm actually trying to spot dishes. I have this really bad habit of loading the dishwasher, going, yep, that's cool, I've got all the dishes, and then putting it on and forgetting dishes. And I decided, yep, haven't forgotten any dishes today. Certainly not. I also like to put a lot of things off the bench, just away, like the toaster, the jug, the air fryer, just to get the whole thing reset. In fact, I smashed this whole thing out in about 8 minutes, so it definitely wasn't a deep clean by any means. But I couldn't do my usual wet cloth, dry cloth polishing to give it that nice finish because, well, I just kind of remembered that I'd put my microfibers in the washing machine like yesterday and then never bothered to dry them. In fact, while recording this voiceover, I've just remembered that I put washing out yesterday as well, and it's raining. I left it out overnight, so let's go to the garage and sort out those microfibers though. I actually still had some washing in the dryer that I dried and forgotten about as well. So I made sure to get that out first and then move my microfibers into the dryer. And then do you think I remembered to put some more washing into my washing machine? No, I didn't. Every holidays I end up with a crazy amount of washing. It used to be that I had to do washing every single day to keep on top of it, wash and dry one load, just because the kids, they're changing their clothes constantly. Fortunately, I can still as I've discovered, I can just do all their washing when the kids aren't here, and then I just do it over the period of the week. I like to get all my chores done the moment the kids leave so that I can relax during the week, but the washing is something that I've figured I can just kind of do hodgepodge. But there's still something else I need to take care of this Wednesday. Yeah. I'd actually given my dining room a proper full clean on Sunday after taking my kids out and doing all that fun stuff all weekend so that I could reset it for the week. Then on Monday, I gave them a new set of paper, a whole new ream, 2 new packets of felt pens, and some stickers. So, this is how that all ended up. Of course, there's some other mess here as well, and that's mostly because of my 4-year-old. He likes to make himself sandwiches, so he'll open the bread, leave it open. He will open the peanut butter and the jam and the Nutella, also leave them open, and eat his sandwiches about 3/4 and just leave kind of a corner of a crust wherever he eats, without using a plate, of course. So, my other kids
they leave crumbs, but that's pretty much it. You get a bit of evidence, but with him, it's a lot bigger of a mess, and he gets away with it because he's 4 and he's still learning how to be independent. So, the mess is temporary, so is their childhoods. Got to find some balance somewhere. The rest of the mess is mostly because of the same philosophy, really. It's getting them away from screens and getting them doing something creative. So I kind of just let them go a bit wild. This is probably the messiest it's ever been, especially within a 2-day period. And I guess that's just because it's the holidays, really. They're bored. They're looking for things to do. Fortunately, because it's mostly just craft mess, it's pretty easy to clean up. Find all the pictures that they'll probably want to keep, go and store them somewhere, match all the lids to the pens, make sure they're all back in their pen holders. Cleaning the table itself isn't too hard. There's these annoying ridges that crumbs get into, but I actually just vacuum the whole thing. Vacuum the seats, vacuum the table. Usually there's a bit that I might need to spray and wipe and dry off. And that's just where my 4-year-old is making his sandwiches, because sometimes he gets jam on the table or peanut butter or Nutella or whatever. And then just vacuuming the whole thing. Again, top to bottom, do the table first, then do under the table. Once I vacuumed all around the table, got to move the seats around, move the table around to make sure that I cover all the ground. And then that's it. I'm not going to eat at this table, so I'll just eat in the kitchen. So this will stay clean for the rest of the week. And I need to now charge my vacuum cleaner and make sure it gets emptied. So I still have to clean the lounge. That's not too hard. It's mostly just toys and laundry that just need to be put back in their bedrooms. And there's probably 3 or 4 loads of washing that I need to get done, but like I said, I'll just do that throughout the week. Tonight I'm going out to dinner, which I'll talk about in tomorrow's video, and I will catch you on the flip side.